Somebody with a high self-image or high self-esteem, how do you view those people? How would you describe somebody with a high self-esteem?
Energetic and positive. Confident.
It depends, because earlier we were talking about people who are, who are optimistic, etc. Actually, most of what was being described as people who are pushy and loud. And if you've got a high self-esteem and you haven't really pushy and loud, then you could be really irritating. If you've got high self-image and are relatively quiet about it, then generally they're people that you like.
And in terms of self-image or self-esteem, I do refer back to Jung's core personality traits of extrovert and introvert in the way that most people would view that. Yeah, because you can have an optimistic introvert, okay, somebody who's really optimistic about themselves, but is quiet in the way that they represent themselves to others. Likewise, you can have a pessimistic extrovert, somebody who's loud and brash, but inside they have no self-worth.
That's interesting, actually, because I go to college, and I was talking to my tutor, and I did an assignment, and she went through it, and she thought it was fantastic, but I didn't actually think that, and she was giving me credit, basically, and I was saying, well, I wish I, felt the same about it, and she said, why didn't you? And I said, well, I mentioned about, low self-esteem, and she said, I don't see that through you, and I said, well, that's interesting. And I said, I've never been a confident person. And she said, Grace, to be confident, you don't have to be loud and just shout. You can be quiet but confident. So it's actually interesting.
Often it's the loud people who aren't confident.
Yes, because that's their mechanism to help themselves feel good about themselves.
But she said, you come across very confident, and I said, I don't feel that way. But she can see that, and other people can, but I can't.
The appropriate phrase is quietly confident.
Quietly.
That's what she said.
Absolutely. And in recognising your own level of self-image stroke self-esteem, okay, you can seek to apply tools and techniques to help raise your level of self-esteem to the point where it does start to affect other things. If you're feeling confident about yourself, you're much more likely to think about the things that you can do rather than the things that you can't. Okay, if you're feeling nervous, unconfident, if you're feeling as if perhaps this is not the right environment to be in, I'm doing things that don't make me feel comfortable, then actually people are much more likely to think about the things that they can't do rather than the things that they can.
I think, sorry, if I may, Grace, if you don't feel you have your own confidence in yourself, then it's always useful to put your faith into somebody that you do respect their skills, such as your tutor, you know, and sort of say, okay, I don't feel that right now, but I'm happy to believe that it's there because I trust in you. And so to put your faith into somebody else and just, when they give credit and when they give praise or advice, take it, even if it kind of battles with you a little bit. Just take it. Absolutely. Because it doesn't come automatically from yourself. But if you can put your faith in somebody else, then that's perfect. Really.
Do you remember the video that we showed last time around the surgery? The surgery. Well, there's a number of things that go in there. But putting their faith in something, it's just the thing that you reminded me about there. Sylvester Corrigan, the guy that was walking down the road with the umbrella. He made a couple of things. Total, placebo surgery, total recovery. You think, well, how the hell does that work? Power of the mind. But he put his faith in so many external things that's had a major contribution to his recovery. Thank all of these good surgeons, and thank the Lord. Obviously, a very religious man, the Lord, can help in so many different ways. Now, if that's the level of faith that has helped him, brilliant, absolutely wonderful, superb stuff. Okay, but also there has to be that element of optimism that he gets from that, in terms of, because I'm putting my faith in these people, of course it will work. It always works, because I am somebody who puts my faith in all of these people, so I am good in that respect, and it won't lack, and so on and so forth. Okay? And I reckon it's something that they didn't do with that particular study, but I reckon if they were to measure the level of optimism with all of the people in that study, I reckon the two guys that we saw in that video will have come out as really optimistic, and as such really powerful in their ability to heal themselves. Okay, whereas other people, again, and the comment from the video was, didn't matter which group that they were in, the overall improvement was exactly the same. So there will have been people in each group, the placebo group, full recovery, but there will have been some people in the placebo group that didn't have any recovery at all. And that would have been the same for the other two groups in that experiment, in that study. And there will have been people who had complete recovery, even though they might have had some intervention, whether it be a washout or it was a wash and a scrape or whatever it was. So the overall results were exactly the same. And although I can't prove it, I would say that it's down to their level of optimism as to the effectiveness of the process that they were going through, the belief in the surgeon, the belief in everybody that's reinforcing with them the fact that, oh, this is going to be life-changing stuff. Or, okay, the pessimist is much more likely to say, well, all right, it's surgery, but this is congenital. My dad had it, and I've just inherited it from my family. It's in my genes. I'm not really going to be able to do anything about it in the long term. So, well, never mind. I'll just go through it anyway. And as such, there won't necessarily be any great impact.
You have to play when you are placed in a position of potential jeopardy. You have to place your faith somewhere. It's that whole pay your money, take your chance scenario. You have to place your faith in something that you believe warrants it.
And if that's yourself,
indeed,
and if that works,
that can be any,
brilliant. If it's external and it works,
brilliant.
Doesn't
matter. You can have your faith in anything as long as you can make it work for you.
Yeah.
But you do need to do that, because without the belief, there isn't really much else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The belief that you have within your own mind through self-talk impacts on your self-image, impacts on the way that you feel about